Hello, hello, I'm live. How are you guys? It's so funny when it says you're live. Sometimes it's a little early, sometimes it's a little late. There's just so many glitches with our technology. And then I've got all the glitches with my set because, I have to have it as cute and complicated as possible. Fred Field, first one here. Is it going to be a crappy day and a half for me? It is going to be a crappy day and a half for me. I'm sorry to hear that. Meeting at work tonight from 8:30 to 10, and then work tomorrow 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. I will be lucky to get 3 to 4 hours of sleep. I feel your pain, Fred. My husband worked a 12-hour shift last night from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., and he has to get up in about an hour because we got a family thing going on, which is why I was trying to come on at noon. I got started a little bit late, but I'm still here. I really wanted to do a live because I want to do one every day. And a lot of days I don't get to it, especially when I'm busy getting cancer treatments for Coco and a bunch of this, that, and the other. What else have I been so busy doing? A lot. Jackie Bushable, lovely to see both of you. Thanks for coming on. Is the sound good? I think I have everything plugged in. And I could possibly, without knocking down the entire set, get the mic a little bit closer to me. It's hard to know sometimes, like what's good and what's not good. Like this shirt, for instance. I never thought this shirt would work on camera. And maybe it doesn't, but I've had a lot of compliments on it over the years. So I try to wear it when I can. It's very complicated. It's Free People, and I love Free People stuff. But this one, like the back is really scoopy. So you can see my cool tattoo, but it falls off the shoulders. I guess it's supposed to do that, but I'm too old for that stuff. And then also it's super low cut. Like it comes down to about here. And so I have to wear something underneath that comes up higher. It's insane, but I do try to wear it. So I'm wearing it today. I hope it's not a disaster and I don't have to delete the whole thing due to my crazy shirt. So it's fun to take chances, right? You got to do it. You got to. Oh, you're so sweet, Jackie. And I got all my princess jewelry on. Let me show off the earrings that I made. These are one of my most recent creations. Sometimes it's hard to see unless I put it on a black background. Let's see. So there's like a cool geometric crystal and then like a teardrop piece of glass and then a pearl. I'm so into the geometrics, if you haven't noticed. That's kind of my thing. And then what necklaces do I have on? I think that this is my most recent acquisition in jewelry land. It's an aquamarine, and it's just real nice and simple. But, I like to do the 3 necklaces in memory of our dear Kylie Rodney. So I had a wild thought. I wasn't even going to talk about Kylie per se. There's so much going on politically right now, but in my conspiracy theory brain, it all melts together. Maybe that's just because my brain is melting. One of those. Anyway, not that I think these things are all related, but you know what I mean. If you watch my show, you know what I mean. Kylie, it just occurred to me yesterday morning, I think, why her grandmother worked for Child Protective Services. And maybe she just worked for Child Protective Services because she worked for Child Protective Services, right? Like sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. I think Freud said that. But Monica Lewinsky was like, hell no. I'll show you what a cigar is. Okay. Am I like doing stand-up now? Holy crap. I thought I was getting on here to be political. Sorry, not sorry. Let's see. Plus doctor appointment at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Oh, I hate appointments. They completely monkey wrench my life. Thanks for laughing. So I was just watching the SNL thing today that some of my chat had recommended last week, that 50-year celebration. I highly recommend it. I love that you guys recommend the best crap to me, and I hope that I recommend the best crap to you. But where was I with Kylie Rodney's grandmother? Why'd she work for CPS? So we know from the interweb, if it's true and accurate, we never know what really is and isn't. And I'll do my little disclaimer in a minute. But we know that she worked for Child Protective Services and retired before Kylie Rodney disappeared. And then after Kylie Rodney was, shall we say, recovered or discovered or found or whatever, I mean, I think that whole case is a pile of horse crap. I truly believe that pretty much nothing in that case is true except what's not written down. Like, Scammy did it. Okay. Let's just say it like it is. Everything I say is simply my opinion for the sake of hoping to start a conversation and open up a discussion and learn something and be educational. All my videos are made for YouTube. It's an entertainment platform. So back to my question about Child Protective Services and Kylie's grandmother. Then she allegedly got reinstated at her job after Kylie's case was not necessarily wrapped up, because it only wrapped up a few months ago, as far as I know, with the California State Highway Patrol report. But once she was recovered and cremated immediately, which is a big red flag right there, of course. We're not stupid. Come on. But we all do get gaslit, and it is hard to ungaslight yourself. So that's what we're here to try to do together. Why did she work for CPS in the first place? And why did she go back? I think a lot of us figured that she went back so that she could do some damage control, right? I mean, that might not be why she went back, but that would be a logical conspiracy theory thought process belief, right? So what if, like John Bonet Ramsey, there were a lot of Child Protective Services suspicions over the years? Remember, they said Kylie didn't have a doctor. She had a freaking IUD, and she had a broken arm with a metal plate in it a few years prior. So of course she had a doctor, but they didn't want any affiliation with the doctor. Like, I'm thinking, like John Bonet Ramsey, was the doctor reporting like, this girl has too many yeast infections for a small child? Oh, and I found out the age of the girl that was on the medical airplane. If you guys haven't found it yet, I just found it, and I had to dig deep to find it. She was 11. I have her name. Her mom was 31. I have her name too. I wonder who the dad is. I wonder who the family is, because obviously they're very wealthy. And sure, maybe it was an accident, but highly suspicious. Damn. So another thought that I had the night before last, so the night before I had that thought about Kylie Rodney, and maybe her grandmother got that job so that she could do damage control with Child Protective Services and her daughter and her granddaughter. It's entirely possible, in my opinion, in my experience. I worked in the field of mental health. I worked in the courts. I did wore a lot of different hats, but I do know a fair amount about what I'm saying. And when I don't know what I'm talking about, I'll let you know that I don't know what I'm talking about. Plus, it's probably abundantly clear, but like helicopters, I don't know nothing about helicopters or airplanes, even though Boeing is a Seattle company, and I had a lot of Boeing employees and executives as clients. I had a lot of Microsoft clients too, when I had my private practice, after I did all that legal work. Anyway, back to the thought that I had the night before, the Kylie Rodney grandmother thought, which was yesterday morning. What was the thought that I had the night before about the airplane crash? Yeah, like maybe it's just really bad luck, but I think that's highly unlikely. I think it's way more likely that there's sabotage in both flights. So that was the thought that I had. Today's Sunday, February 2nd. Happy Groundhog Day. It's about noon 30 almost. So the thought that I had Friday night about the plane crashes, I thought When is the next big explosion going to happen? When is the next big disaster going to happen to distract us and to create chaos? I thought it's Friday night. It could happen tomorrow, but that might be a little soon. Maybe they'll wait until Sunday. It was about 6 o'clock when I had this thought. And no, I'm not psychic. I don't believe that I am. I think I'm logical. And so it was right around 6 o'clock when that freaking helicopter crashed. And as you all know, it fell out of the sky at like the fastest rate imaginable, like faster than the speed of gravity, practically. As it was falling out of the sky, flaming gasoline was going everywhere. It looks like a war zone there in North Philadelphia. And it's hard not to bust out into the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in North Philadelphia, born and raised in the playgrounds is where I spent most of my days. You got to throw some lightness in there, seriously. So this little girl that was 11, I think she was born with a back problem. I don't know if it was spina bifida. I had kind of been ascertaining that she might have had cancer and that she was getting radiation therapy, but that's, because that's what's going on with my dog. So that was like the lens I was seeing it through. But we know that she had a treatment on Friday, and then she got put onto a plane with her mother, a doctor, a medic, and 2 pilots that were all from Mexico to fly back to Mexico. And then all 6 of them passed away. They've announced 1 civilian that passed away that was in their car, but they've also said that there's going to be a lot more civilians that passed away on the ground. I mean, if you guys have paid attention, they haven't been talking about it a lot. You kind of have to dig a little, but you'll find stories of like the little kid that had a metal plate lodged into his head. He was sitting in the car with his family. There was also a man in a diner who was like sitting in the middle of a diner, and a piece of metal came flying through a window, broke the window, came all the way into the middle of the diner and hit him in the head so hard that he was pretty badly injured, like a lot of bleeding. Heads bleed a lot. That's a fact. Heads